Imagine this. Right now, there is one simple question you should ask yourself. Are you working for money? Or is money working for you? Most people spend their entire lives working for money. They wake up every morning, go to work, earn a salary, and repeat the same cycle again and again. But a small group of people build something very different. Their money begins working for them. So listen carefully to today's lesson, because by the end of this video, you might discover exactly where you stand in the Cashflow Quadrant. Welcome to Decode C1 Wealth English, a learning series by Hana House. Here we decode advanced English through finance, investing, and real-world economic ideas. In every episode, you will learn C1 level English expressions through conversations about how money actually works. Today's topic is one of the most famous ideas in personal finance, the Cashflow Quadrant. To understand this concept more clearly, let's listen to a conversation between our experts, Alistair and Victoria.
The Cashflow Quadrant is rather a fascinating framework. It divides the way people earn money into 4 categories.
Quite right. Employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor.
Or as people often call them, E, S, B, and I.
Most people start on the left side of the quadrant, employees and self-employed individuals.
Which essentially means they trade time for money.
Precisely. If they stop working, the income stops as well.
Whereas people on the right side build systems and assets that generate income.
In other words, their money begins working for them.
And that is where the real shift in financial thinking happens.
That's the theory. But how does this idea appear in everyday life? Let's listen to a conversation between Liam and Sophie.
Hey, Sophie. Have you heard about the perfect couple? John and Susan?
Of course I know them. What about them?
They just became unemployed.
Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. Susan is one of the most hardworking office employees I know, and John is a private doctor. How could they both suddenly be unemployed?
Well, technically, they are unemployed, but not in the way you think.
Okay, now I'm confused.
Over the last 10 years, they quietly built several investments. They bought 2 rental apartments, they invested in dividend stocks, and John even owns a small share in a medical clinic.
So their investments generate income every month?
Exactly. Their passive income now covers all their living expenses.
So they didn't lose their jobs. They chose to leave them.
That's right. You could say they finally moved to the right side of the cash flow quadrant.
That suddenly sounds like the best kind of unemployment.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind being unemployed like that.
Great discussion. Now let's look at 4 key financial terms from today's lesson. First term, trade time for money. This means earning income only when you are actively working. Example, most employees trade time for money. If they stop working, their income stops as well. Second term, passive income. Passive income is money you receive regularly without actively working for it. Example, John and Susan receive passive income from their rental apartments and dividend stocks. Third term, generate income. To generate income means to produce money over time. Example, a rental property can generate income every month from rent. Fourth term, asset. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. Example, stocks, businesses, and rental properties are common financial assets. The most important lesson of the cash flow quadrant is not about jobs. It is about how income is created. Many people spend their entire lives on the left side, working harder, working longer, earning a higher salary. But financial freedom usually comes from the right side, building businesses, owning assets, and investing. That is when money finally starts working for you. Now you probably have a better idea of where you are in the cash flow quadrant. Are you still working for money, or is money starting to work for you? And I truly hope that one day soon you will also become unemployed. Not because you lost your job, but because your assets and investments are working for you, and you no longer need to trade your time for money. But this leads to another important question. If the right side of the quadrant is so powerful, why do most people stay stuck on the left side? In the next episode, we will explore a powerful idea called the salary trap, Why can a high salary sometimes make financial freedom even harder to achieve? Let's decode that in the next lesson. See you in the next episode.